Hey my friends, welcome back to another video. It's great to see you all here. My name's Matt, I'm a filmmaker for those of you who don't know me. And in this video I'm going to be taking you through a step-by-step process of how to put together a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K rig. A few of you guys have been asking me about this for quite some time now. And for that reason I've decided to put together this really detailed video. And it's going to be taking you through the step-by-step process of how to assemble the rig from beginning to end. And also all the components you require. They're mostly going to be small rig components. And I will list the components in the description below as well for those of you who want to check out those links. Feel free to do so. And I really appreciate your time guys, and I hope you find this video helpful. We're going to jump into it right now, so stay tuned. Now we already have our camera mounted inside our small rig half cage. And we're going to begin by attaching this small rig universal low profile base plate, which will also hold our 15mm rods. We have our Allen key and 2 screws to attach it to the bottom of this camera cage. And it lines up nicely with the front of the base plate and the front of the camera cage. So in order to have a solid base, we're going to mount it on top of this P200 quick release plate. Now you can use any quick release plate you like. I personally like this one because it's nice and long and it's actually quite solid, so the camera will sit firmly on the ground. Next we'll take our 2 15mm carbon fibre rods, and these are 30cm rods, and we'll just slide these into the base plate, and we'll leave an even amount at the back. Just going to tighten these, and we will adjust these slightly later. Now we have a few different components here we need to put together. We have our small rig 15mm dual rod clamp with 1/4 threads. We have our small rig MPF battery adapter plate, and we also have our DC 5525 to 2-pin charging cable, which we're going to use to power our camera using Sony MPF batteries. Now we're going to mount this to our 15mm rod. So we're just going to slide this on. It's all going to line up nicely. And you want to have the DC out for 12 volts on the left side, because we're going to run our cable from here to our camera to power our camera. Now I like to have this right at the end of my rods because I like to rest it against my body when I'm filming. Now we're going to take our 2-pin DCI charging cable right here, and there's 2 little holes and there's a little notch at the top. You want that notch to line up with the top of the port on your camera. So we have our 2-pin port right here, and you want that top notch to be at the top as well, so it lines up. And it should clip in. Once it's clipped in, it's not going to pull out unless you actually pull on the circular bit at the end. Next we're going to take at the end of our cable right here, and we're going to plug it into our 12 volt DC out on the end here. Next we're going to connect our cables to the camera. So I've got my full-size HDMI male to HDMI male cable, and this is a flexible cable, and I'm going to be using that to power my monitor. Also have my USB Type-C to Type-C cable, and that's also flexible, and that's going to be connected to my Samsung SSD drive. Also have my small rig HDMI and USB-C cable clamp, and that's going to be mounted on my cage. So I'm going to mount it to these 2 threads right here. So we'll take our HDMI cable and we'll put it through the clamp. Next we'll tighten this up. Next we'll take our USB-C cable and also connect that. Next I'm going to mount my Samsung T5 SSD drive onto my small rig T5 drive mount. And I also have this small rig tilt monitor mount here. And I've got this attached to the monitor mount with a bolt. I took out the original thumb screw for the monitor and I put a bolt through here, and I've got this attached so I can actually swivel my Samsung T drive up and down when I've got it mounted on my cage. And I've done that because I actually want to have this mounted here like so, and I want to have it as far out of the way as possible so that I can have my follow focus on that side. If you're using your follow focus on the right side of your camera, you won't need to worry about using this monitor mount. So I'm going to take these 2 1/4 threads right here. I'm going to mount it to the top of my cage. Mount my drive like so. So I'm going to take our drive and put it in here. Also allows me to swivel that up out of the way if I want to, so I can get to my ports easier. And now I'm going to take my cable and connect it to the drive. And the good thing about this cable is it's the perfect length and you don't have too much extra cable hanging down. I'm going to tighten this up. And now I'm just going to tidy up my cables with these Velcro cable ties. You can use any cable ties you like. I use these Velcro ones. And these are from Condor Blue. And I actually got these with some cable I purchased. Just good to have these tidied up so they're not in the way when you're filming and not just hanging around. So all we need to do is attach our MPF battery. As you can see, I have power. When I push this button on this control right here, it lights up and that tells me my battery power, so that's really handy. Now this battery also has this little quick release here, so it's locked into place, the battery can't slide off. Now we have a few additional components we can add to this rig. We have our SmallRig universal rotating NATO handle with wooden grip. Now I absolutely love this handle, it's my favorite handle. It has these notches here for your fingers. It's really comfortable for filming for long periods of time. And being a wooden grip, it's not all cold on your hands, and when you're sweating, you're not going to lose grip because you're not holding just purely metal. You've got this nice wood. And it also rotates, so you can use this Allen key, which is magnetically attached to the handle. You can unscrew this and rotate the handle any way you want. And the Allen key just sits in there like so. I've also got this SmallRig Arri style adjustable monitor mount on the end. Has the Arri style locking pins, and you lock in this monitor mount. Also has the NATO mount, which is going to mount on top of our cage right here. So we're going to take our handle, we're going to slide it onto our mount right here. So our NATO rail on the top of our rig. Next we can take our monitor, and we can mount it onto this using this thread underneath. Has these multiple threads. I've got this cage on my Ninja 5, so it helps to have a cage so you've got these multiple mounts. So we've got a 1/4 mount under here that's going to screw on the monitor, and we'll just use this extra battery as well. So this extra battery is going to power our monitor. Take our cable, HDMI cable from the camera, and we'll connect it to our HDMI input on the Ninja 5. Next I'm going to attach my SmallRig mini follow focus. Now the final component I'll be adding to my rig is a SmallRig lightweight matte box, and it comes with these lens adapter rings, and I'm going to be using the 82mm adapter ring. We simply tighten down this, and that locks the matte box in place. And our rig is finally completed. Well, that's it for that video, guys. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions about this rig or filmmaking in general, feel free to drop a comment below and I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more upcoming videos like this one. I post regular video tutorials on filmmaking and gear reviews as well, and I plan on having much more content like this coming up soon. So stay tuned for that. I really appreciate your time, guys, and thanks for sticking around, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you. Bye.